Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Speculations links XRP to US Fort Knox Reserve. Details. Okay guys, let's get into it. So, the speculations are coming from Edo Farina, a prominent member of the XRP community, and he's basically trying to detail how, you know, this is something that's been talked about for a long time, how they could basically like tie XRP to gold, that kind of thing. And obviously there's a whole thing going on right now in the US where they're saying that, you know, we haven't checked the gold in a long time, so they want to potentially go and do an actual streaming event where you can actually see the gold and they can prove and see if the actual gold that they say is there is actually there. Because, you know, a lot of people have been doing this, you know, let's say quote unquote audit, but they've never really shown any kind of proof. So it's kind of been a thing of, is this something where the US have just been hiding this for this whole time, saying that, yeah, the gold's there, but really it's not, or it's been like fake gold. And so, you know, this is obviously giving some influencers the chance to try and bring back the whole XRP and gold theory. And so before I even get into that, right, I want to just quickly show you something about Edo Farina. Okay, so we've got here a post by Edo Farina very recently, and he said, BlackRock dumping Bitcoin. BlackRock just sold an extra 500 million worth of Bitcoin. They know what's coming. And then he showed you a screenshot basically of, you know, basically the on-chain activity of the BlackRock selling Bitcoin. Now, if you just look and you can just see blatantly here at what it actually says, it says IBIT Bitcoin ETF. And then it says Coinbase Prime Deposit. So what this basically is it's people who have holdings in the Bitcoin ETF selling. That's all that is. So he's making out that it's like BlackRock are like losing faith in Bitcoin, you know, and that, you know, they don't trust Bitcoin anymore. But what they're doing is they're just selling the Bitcoin they have for their shareholders, for the people who are investing in the Bitcoin ETF. Right? Because to have an ETF, you have to understand you actually have to physically have the Bitcoin. So, you know, if a person goes in and buys, let's just say $100 worth of a Bitcoin ETF, they then have to buy that $100 worth of a Bitcoin ETF or have it available. And when they sell it, they have to sell it to get the profit to give back to the person who was investing in the ETF. And so the reason why I say that is because I'm just trying to show you that, like, this guy is just not credible, to be honest with you. And I've debunked a video about him before, about XRP. Like, the guy is really wild with the speculations and very inaccurate. So let's get back to to this now. So, okay, he's talking about XRP being linked to the US Fort Knox. I'll be honest with you, most of the thread from what I've seen in terms of the article, I haven't really looked at the thread because I just wanted to get to the gist of it, because I already have my own personal beliefs on this guy anyway. And he was just basically talking about the whole gold potential crisis if it's missing and stuff like that. So what is it that led him to believe that, you know, they could then link the XRP to gold? Well, for people who are very informed about XRP, you'll know there was a point in time where some blocks basically went missing on the XRP ledger. So I think it was like 32,000, roughly 32,700 and odd blocks went missing, right? And so before that, they couldn't account for like the transaction history, that kind of thing. And so what Edo is saying is basically before those blocks were erased, there was apparently some wallets called X Fort Knox A, X Fort Knox B, and so on and so forth. And what he's insinuating is that basically these people were obviously calling the wallets, you know, Fort Knox, because he believed there was going to be in time in the future links to XRP being connected to gold, and Fort Knox is the place where, you know, a lot of gold is stored. And man, like, honestly, I just okay, I don't know how people like just take these things in, because, you know, once again, like, you're going with things that are just so easy to debunk, and there's no real proof either. Like, it's crazy. But let me just quickly show you something right here, okay? Okay, so I want to just quickly show you the name of this article. Ripple unlocks 400 million of XRP from escrow, but transaction memo stuns community. Okay, so let's actually get down to the memo here and read what it says. Okay, so it says memo: Sedan is now Lambo, so that's going to be referring to Moon Lambo. Tepid Jam is now Hot Jam, which is something that Moon Lambo would say. DAI, which is Digital Asset Investor, who's also a YouTuber. DAI's rat is caught on a mousetrap. Now will Jeremy H's, that's Jeremy Hogan, broken dock and hacked Twitter account be fixed? Will the party become a proper party? Will the revolution be televised? Okay, I'm not going to go much further because I can't see the full rest of the wording, but you get the point, right? Okay, so this is the thing that I'm trying to show you with this. You do understand that when people like name a wallet, you do understand that they can just call it whatever they want, and people can write whatever memo they want in a transaction. Like it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be a thing where like this is necessarily done by Ripple. Like, do you honestly think Ripple would put this as their reference? Like a high class business like Ripple, who are dealing with banks and central banks, institutions. Do you think that they're gonna just play around and put jokes like this in their memos? Of course not. Of course not. So people look at things like this and they read into stuff that's it's just silly. Like, this is just someone who's put a memo on there for a joke and they've put it through. Like, that's it. That's literally all there is to it. So when people are saying, hey, like, Edo saying they've named their wallet Fort Knox. Yeah, maybe they did. Like, who's to say that that's anyone to even do with Ripple? That could be like an early adopter of crypto who had some XRP. There was a point where Ripple would give an XRP out for free to try and get people to use it. So, like, why would you think that means it's going to be something that's tied to gold? Why would that be your first jump? And this is what I'm saying. Like it's irrational. I'm sorry, but it's just irrational. Like, it doesn't prove anything. And okay, like it says Fort Knox, and some people might say, well, yeah, there's something to that. Okay, if you want to believe that, but it's like, why would that be your first jump? Why would you not just think, hey, this is just someone who wanted to call their wallet Fort Knox, right? It's like me going on, let's just say PlayStation, for example, right? And I put in my new username, Crypto Exposed Gold XRP, and then people say, oh, Crypto Exposed knows something about XRP and gold. No, like, that's just what I put my name as. Like, I could say that as a joke. And to be honest with you, in this day and age, it probably would stir up controversy. They probably would think I'm saying something that I know something that people shouldn't know. No, not at all. Like, I could probably just do that for the laugh to see if I get on the crypto basic. Do you know what I mean? Because this is how simple it is. People just put things in for a joke and it comes up as news. It's absolutely insane. And so, look, there's absolutely no basis for this. It clearly is just pure speculation. And it says this in the article, like, Edo is literally just going off of pure speculation. And he does this a lot. He will just make really, like, out there claims, and he doesn't have to, provide any kind of backup or evidence. He'll just say whatever he thinks is the truth. And, whether he thinks is the truth, I think that's questionable. I don't know if he believes some of the stuff that he says, because, I've watched some of his content and debunked it in the past. And if he really does believe some of the things that he says, then I'm kind of concerned for him as a holder, because some of the stuff he believes is just completely inaccurate. So, if he does believe, then okay. I think he really does need to do better research. But yeah, like this is just like, there's nothing to this whatsoever, guys. There really isn't. And so, and okay, let me just put it to you like this. Let's say there is something going on. Let's just go with the hypothetical then. Let's just go with this hypothetical that there's something to do with Fort Knox and XRP. What Edo has provided does not give any base to that, right? It's like me guessing the lottery numbers and happening to win, right? It was a complete guess. It is not that I've done anything factual to get that right. I've just made a wild claim and then, oh wow, that actually turned out to be accurate, right? Like, it's one of those kind of things. What Edo's provided here, it just proves nothing whatsoever. It really is just completely baseless. And there's evidence to show you why, as I've shown you here, there's evidence to show you why it's going to be completely more than anything just a joke, and just people naming things how they want to name things, or putting in a transaction memo as they want to put it as a joke, right? It doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't mean it has to be tied to the actual Fort Knox. They could just like that as a username, right? Like, that's literally all it could be. So yeah, I'm not going to go too deep into this because there's not really a lot to go off, and I can't go and read through the full thread because just reading the beginning of it, I'm just like, this is just so inaccurate and baseless. I just can't bring myself to go through all this, but it's just completely inaccurate, guys. There's nothing to this whatsoever. Obviously, as always, I say, like, it's up to you what you want to believe, but I've shown you evidence as to how this stuff works. I've shown you evidence that people can, put their own transaction memos and stuff like that. So it's up to you what you want to believe here, but it's really just not, there's nothing to this whatsoever. So as always, I always say this to you, my little disclaimer: be careful who you get your content from, right? Because not everybody is here with your best interests at heart, or not everybody is here giving you information that is accurate, right? Some of this is just literally pure speculation. People just playing guessing games and hoping for the best. And that's all there is to it. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.